In the podcast today, we're talking about that very special place where both memories and meals are made. Welcome to Feng Shui Living, the podcast designed for busy women who want to de-stress, live with intention, and create a home that truly supports their well-being. Each week, I'll bring you practical tips, insightful ideas, and simple strategies to enhance both your home and your life. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to Feng Shui Living podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Morton. Happy to have you here. We have a lot of new people that have joined recently. Don't forget to pop over to my Instagram profile at Feng Shui Living podcast, and you'll get all kinds of additional goodies and information over there too. And a great way to connect too and kind of build community. So today we're getting into this very important place in our homes, the kitchen. And I cannot believe in 2 seasons, I have not yet devoted an episode to this location. So I was like, today is the day. So the kitchen represents nourishment. It also connects to finances, your abundance, and also that deep family connection. And when the energy's off, we can feel it. Our health might symbolize something's going on in our kitchen and the feng shui, our mood, and also very much so our finances. So let's get into the kitchen and the symbolism of this important space. It's really where we process and we transform nourishment. The kitchen is where you nourish your body, your own body, but then also the bodies of your children, your pets, your family members, anyone you invite over for a meal. It's so important to have the energy aligned here. So I have several tips for you today. Don't want to overwhelm you, but I want you to have all the information. I have several tips, but then also we're going to do a deep dive into the stove. There's so much symbolism and importance to know about your stove. So we're going to get into that. So my tips for your kitchen. Number 1 is clear the counters. The counters in your kitchen can easily turn into a clutter trap. It's where things land, where things just pile up. You might have all intention of being organized and coordinated, but things pile up in the kitchen. So keep your countertops clutter-free. This symbolizes clear, focused energy. So this may be a 5-minute routine at the end of the day. I'm very strict about my end of the day ritual in my kitchen. I do a quick tidy up, load the dishwasher with anything that needs to go in, pick up glassware, make at least some piles and organize things. I cannot go to bed until I've done this little chore. So maybe you want to take this on, and it doesn't mean you have to clean it top to bottom. It's 5 minutes of intentional care for this space. Number 2 for my kitchen tips is to, if possible, do most of your cooking in the command position. I would say, hopefully, your stove area, you can cook in the command position. You might be facing a wall. I have a tip for that. But if you're kneading your dough or you're stirring something, instead of facing the wall, have the solid wall behind you. In my home, there is a nice window that I like to look out, but when I'm doing that, my back is to the entire rest of the room and the door that comes into that kitchen area. So I always turn around. I just feel more grounded, more supported, more nourished while doing this. So give it a try. I think you will notice the same thing. If you absolutely cannot arrange your cooking area so that you're in the command position, consider wind chimes or bells in the doorway. Okay, this is a traditional cure for this. Number 3 is lighting and warmth. Bringing bright light into your kitchen elevates the chi, elevates the energy, and makes it lively and a little more joyful. So if you need, add that layered lighting. We talk about layered lighting in interior design basics too, all the different types of layers. But I want you to bring in additional lighting. That could be under cabinet lighting. And you can really, rather inexpensively, get some LED strips for under cabinet lighting. Maybe it's even a pretty lamp on a tray on your kitchen island. Check in that you have lighting that lights up the space, especially if you have a darker cabinet color. I just worked with someone actually. She has some darker cherry cabinets. She's like, I feel so dark. So we had to amp up the lighting even more than, say, if she had white kitchen cabinets. Okay, so it's all what you're used to, but also we want to keep that area well lit. Number 4 in my kitchen tips is to create balanced elements. Notice if your kitchen feels too fiery. Again, I recently worked with a house with red kitchen cabinets. Yes, they were like a very modern red lacquered cabinet. Whew, they made a statement. It's not something everybody would want. Definitely had an interesting look to it. But this brings an already a space that leans a little more yang. It makes it even more louder, lighter, and brighter and, noisy, excessive for when you have a lot of red in a kitchen. You can add in cooling elements or also grounding elements. I love to add in grounding elements, some of those earth tones, those natural earthy items for balance. And check in. This is your moment to everything you've learned on the podcast, or maybe if we've worked together, this is your moment to look around. Are all 5 elements present? Can you locate them? So maybe if you're listening to the podcast, put it on pause, go to your kitchen and take a look. Are all 5 elements represented? The wood, the fire, the earth, the metal, and the water. Tip number 5 for kitchens: open windows and get fresh air flowing through. Open the windows. You can also play some music, light a candle, get some aromatherapy going. These things keep the energy light and bright and refreshed. I love to diffuse sweet orange in my kitchen. It feels so light and fresh, and maybe some days I do a little grapefruit too, but I love diffusing these scents in my space. It definitely lifts the chi. Step number 5 is add life to your kitchen. A bowl of fresh fruit on the counter. Maybe some herbs in a pot. Maybe a bouquet of flowers. And you guys know I love to go to Trader Joe's to get all my flowers. They have so many beautiful flowers at such an amazing price. So pop into your local Trader Joe's, your local floral shop, and get even just a little bouquet to symbolize life. This really brings in an energy of vitality and also abundance. The wood element, beautiful flowers, are going to bring in more energy to this space. So let's talk. We talked about my 5 general kitchen tips, and let's talk about 3 habits that I'd like you to take on. Number 1 is cook with intention. Cook with intention. And this is even if it is last night's leftover lasagna and you're scooping it out and warming it up. I still want you to cook with intention. Now, I'm not a foodie. I've never really been a big foodie person. I mean, I love dark chocolate. Dark chocolate makes me very happy. But as far as being a foodie and being a cook, that's not my thing. And I used to be in this habit where it'd be, say, 6:15 or so, and I'm like, oh, I'm hangry. We have nothing to eat. I don't even know where to start. And an hour later, I'm really hangry. And I would just be hurrying to make something to eat. And it hit me, the energy I'm putting into my food of I'm not worthy of planning and preparing and creating a healthy meal filled with positive energy, filled with nourishment that I'm energetically putting into the food. And once I realized this, I was like, oh, something has to change. I actually took on a meal delivery service. The name is escaping me at the moment. What is the name of it? It's not. It's I'm going to think of it and I'll put a note in the show notes. I took on a meal delivery service that really helped transform, because then that had a system. And if you've been listening for a while, my husband travels a lot in business, so I'm home alone. So I don't need to make this big elaborate meal, but it's important to have something healthy and delicious and nourishing. So this really changed things for me. Instead of being stressed out, I'm mixing my ingredients and making my meal with a lot of love and a lot of care. And I swear it transforms the taste. Tip number 2, here we go. This is a good one. Keep the refrigerator and the pantry tidy. I had a pantry years ago that was in my wealth and abundance area, and I always wanted to show abundance through what was in the pantry. For example, if you had a container of granola and there's just a teeniest bit left, not really a serving, we want to replace that with a fresh container of granola. Instead of just showing lack, we want to show abundance. Okay, so you've heard me talk about that a lot in the pantry. Also, remove any foods that you aren't going to eat. Sometimes we buy something thinking, oh, I'm going to try that. And then a month goes by and you're like, yeah, I don't think that's for me. Donate to a shelter, pass it on to someone else. That brings a stagnant energy to your pantry. So go through your pantry, tidy it, organize it, keep it clean, keep it functioning well, and keep it filled with all kinds of abundant, comforting, nourishing, healthy food options. But also don't forget your refrigerator. This is something that we might not think about. When was the last time you cleaned out your refrigerator? I'll admit it, it's not something I like to do. I find it really annoying to have to take those shelves out, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. This clean and centered, energy you're putting into the refrigerator by tidying things, arranging things, tossing the old mustard or ketchup that's expired. This brings such nourishment to your entire kitchen. So take the time to clean out your refrigerator. And then habit number 3 is make the kitchen a space you want to be in. I talked about burning candles and my essential oils, but how else could you make it a space you want to be in? Maybe this is playing certain music. Maybe it's getting something new for your kitchen that feels really nice, and maybe some beautiful kitchen towels in a really pretty color. Make it beautiful. I have rocks and crystals in my kitchen. You betcha I got rocks and crystals in my kitchen. I love being surrounded by them, and they also help infuse nourishment and health and well-being and abundance into the food. So let's talk about the energy of the kitchen. The energy of the kitchen is generally more yang because there's so much going on, right? We have a stove, we have an oven, we have a dishwasher with the humming noise, we have things going on, and there's also shiny surfaces. Maybe you have a white fridge that's shiny, or maybe a stainless steel dishwasher, and there's noise. You're putting the utensils away in the drawer, and they're metal and they're clanking together. It's just more yang in energy, right? So it's interesting if you think about that. And when you go to actually nourish your body, it's better to do that in a little more of a yin environment so you can slow down. You can slow down and take in that food, take in every bite and just savor it. Enjoy it. If you find you're rushing through, I'm going to ask you this. Are you eating in your kitchen? If you eat in your kitchen and you're hurrying through, this is your cue to find a more quiet space, maybe your dining room. And if you don't use your dining room, go use it. I see a lot of stagnant, unused dining rooms. Sure, it's easier to plop down at the counter. It's right there, but go use the dining room. You are worthy of a cloth napkin, of a glass, beautiful wine glass, maybe filled with water or your iced tea. Set the table. Make it a really nice, beautiful experience. Okay, friends, now we're going to change gears a little bit. We're going to deep dive into the stove because I have all kinds of stuff that you need to know. Are you excited to learn more? Then I have a great opportunity for you. Interior Design Basics kicks off on September 15th. It's right around the corner. It's 4 weeks. It's live. It's online with yours truly talking about all things interior design. If you are curious about interior design as a career, or maybe you're working on a remodeling or redecorating project, you do not want to miss this class. Reserve your spot today. I also have an intro to Feng Shui class. Again, 4 weeks live online from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Both classes are only $129 each. Take one, take both. It's a steal. To sign up, go over to elevatedlivingschool.com and go to the classes and trainings page, and you'll get all the information, all the details. I cannot wait to see you there. So let's talk about why the stove matters. In Feng Shui, the stove symbolizes health, vitality, and wealth at a deeper level than just your kitchen. It's considered one of the 3 most important areas in Feng Shui of your home. We also have the bed, your sleeping position, your bedroom, and your front door. I'm always talking about your front door. I think I recently did an episode all about the front door. If you missed that, go listen. These areas represent how you honor and you approach your life with intention and with love. So it's so important that you look at your stove, your cooktop area, and give it some love. A neglected stove can cause a lot of blockages financially, with new opportunities, and with your health and well-being. So, my key practices for your stove: wipe down the burners daily. And friends, these are things I do. Okay, this is my list. Wipe down your burners daily, or maybe just every time you use them. Wipe them down. My cooktop is actually near a window, and I have the window open a lot. I'm always talking about getting the window open. That's my favorite first window that I ever open. And sometimes like pollen will come in on the stove and you can see it. It drives me crazy. Just wipe it down. Wipe it down with love and with care. Clean it. Clean it well. Maybe instead of a quick wipe, you're going to slow down and clean it with intention. This prevents any stuck energy. Just like things getting stuck in nooks and crannies, energy gets stuck in those nooks and crannies too. Think about this as not just wiping as a chore, but clearing a path for fresh opportunities and fresh abundance. I also want you to think about rotating through the burners. Do you have a favorite spot where you put your pan on? Do you always use the same burner? It's easy to do. I have a default for my tea kettle. I have this really cute little cobalt blue tea kettle. And there's a burner that just fits perfectly. But I have to remind myself to rotate through the burners. Rotating through them symbolizes balanced wealth and abundance coming through different avenues of your life. So we want to keep them all burning. You can also set a reminder to rotate. You can do what I do, and I have a little ceremony. Once a week, I light a candle, I turn on some music, and I turn all the burners on high. And it might only be for 5 minutes, but just enough to get them glowing and hot and very fiery energy to wake things up. Now, we also can amplify that energy through the use of a mirror. You can place a small mirror or reflective object behind the stove to amplify or multiply the amount of burners. We have talked about mirrors. Mirrors amplify. They increase that energy. So we want to increase the possibility for abundance through those burners. So you don't have to use a mirror. You can also use some sort of shiny reflective surface. And my cooktop is actually in my kitchen island. I have a downdraft that's stainless steel, and that has that reflective surface. So that works. Be sure to keep whatever you use clean. If you have a mirror back there, it might get some spaghetti sauce on it occasionally. Make sure you keep it nice and tidy and clean. As you are using your burners, visualize. It's just like lighting the match. The second you get that flame going is a powerful moment. And the same with your burners. The second they light, whether you have a gas cooktop or maybe electric, just take a moment to think about activating that stove and visualize all kinds of abundance coming in towards you. And of course, remember to honor your stove as a sacred tool. It's not just something sitting in the kitchen. It's not just an appliance. It is a sacred tool. Add a beautiful utensil holder. Maybe add a bouquet of flowers. I have a tray with a plant and a crystal nearby. So really go above and beyond to honor this space and avoid, again, this area, avoid clutter. Keep it tidy. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the kitchen and the stove. We covered a lot today. I'm going to create a downloadable worksheet available to my newsletter followers. So make sure you're signed up for the newsletter so you can get the download. So much content, but even if you implement only one single thing today, you're going to be a step ahead. So just try one thing, okay? Take care, friends. Special thanks to our sponsor, Elevated Living School of Holistic Design and Feng Shui. For more information, head over to the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and share this episode with a friend. We'll see you next time.